He follows only 8 accounts, and the world explodes. Who really made it into Jungkook's inner circle? Why would a global superstar with hundreds of celebrity connections, luxury brands, and powerful industry figures choose to follow only 8 accounts? And why did that tiny number instantly shake the internet? Was it random, careless, or a carefully coded message that fans were meant to decode? When Jungkook quietly returned to Threads with a brand new account, he didn't post a single photo, didn't write a single word, didn't explain anything at all. Yet within hours, more than 14 million people rushed to follow him, staring not at what he said, but at who he followed. And what they saw made the fandom hold its breath, because among millions of possible choices, Jungkook followed only 8 accounts. And most of them were BTS. The question exploded across social media like wildfire. Is this just coincidence? Or is Jungkook sending the most emotional message of his career without typing a single sentence? On January 12, 2026, fans woke up to a digital shock. Jungkook, the golden magne of BTS, had returned to Threads using the handle @Jungkook.
No announcement, no teaser, no countdown.
Yet in just a short time, his follower count shot past 14.3 million, proving once again that his presence alone is enough to bend algorithms and break records. But it wasn't the numbers that caused chaos. It was the silence. No posts.
No captions.
Only a profile and 8 follows. Screenshots spread fast, first from fan account @Archive4JK on X, showing Jungkook's Threads profile linked directly to his main Instagram. Fans zoomed in, counted carefully, and froze. 8 accounts. Among them were familiar names: taehyung's @THV, RM's @Archive, and other BTS members. Suddenly, this wasn't just a social media update. It felt like a statement. Why only 8? Why mostly BTS? Why now, after military service, after long silence, after years of global domination both as a group and as solo artists? Theories exploded. Some said it was symbolic, a quiet way of saying, "I'm back where I belong." Others believed it was emotional, even vulnerable, a signal that after everything, Jungkook's priority had returned to the people who started it all with him. Many fans called it a silent confession, a message written not in words but in digital choices, because in the world of celebrities, following someone is never meaningless. Every click is watched, analyzed, interpreted. When Jungkook follows only 8 accounts, he is not just curating a feed. He is drawing a circle, and everyone outside that circle feels it. Fans immediately compared this moment to his past digital history. This is not the first time Jungkook has played with social media in ways that leave people guessing. Once, he famously deleted an Instagram account with nearly 50 million followers, shocking both fans and industry insiders. Another time, he created an account for his dog, Bam, only to delete it later. Jungkook has always treated social platforms not as obligations, but as personal spaces, appearing when he wants, disappearing when he chooses, never explaining himself. But this time feels different. This time, it happened after military service, after separation, after longing. BTS spent years conquering the world together, then stepped back to fulfill their duties. Fans waited. They counted days. They followed every update, every rumor, every hint of reunion. And now, Jungkook returns, not with music, not with interviews, but with 8 follows, many army. This feels like a heartbeat after silence. Some fans wrote that seeing BTS members among those 8 accounts felt like watching a family quietly gather again after being apart. Others said it felt like Jungkook was telling the world, no matter how far we go, this is my core. Even skeptics had to admit, choosing to follow almost no one in a world full of stars is not normal behavior for someone of Jungkook's status, and the emotional response proved how powerful it was. Comment sections flooded with messages like, "This hurts in a good way," and "He didn't say anything, but he said everything." Fans from different countries, languages, and cultures shared the same feeling. Something important had just happened, and it wasn't loud, it was quiet. Yet not everyone read it as pure emotion. Some fans suspected strategy. They argued that Jungkook knows exactly how closely his actions are watched. By following only 8 accounts, he guaranteed headlines, debates, trends, and endless discussion. In that sense, the silence itself became content. No teaser could have created more noise than those 8 follows. But even if it was strategic, the emotional impact remains real. Because strategy or not, people don't cry over numbers. They cry over meaning. And meaning is what fans are desperate to find here. Jungkook signaling that his focus has fully returned to BTS after military life? Is he preparing fans emotionally for a group comeback? Or is this simply his way of keeping his digital world small and safe after years of being exposed to global pressure? The truth is, Jungkook has always been different in how he handles fame. He is one of the biggest stars on earth, yet he often acts like someone who just wants to sing, train, and stay close to people he trusts. Limiting his follows could be a way of protecting his space, or it could be a way of protecting his heart. And fans feel that on Facebook, posts about his threads gathered thousands of emotional comments. On YouTube, short videos analyzing his profile updates gained massive views in hours. Every platform echoed the same question: why does this feel so personal? Because after years of watching BTS grow, struggle, separate, and prepare to reunite, fans are emotionally sensitive to every sign. A song lyric can become a prophecy. A hairstyle can become a theory. And now, 8 follows have become a message. Some fans even noticed what wasn't there. No brand accounts. No fashion houses.
No celebrities. No producers.
No industry giants. Only a few, mostly BTS. In a world where artists often follow powerful figures for visibility, Jungkook chose intimacy over influence. And that choice is what makes people emotional. IT suggests that after everything, fame, money, records, pressure, his center of gravity has not changed. That he may have grown, matured, experienced the world, but the core remains the same. Yet the mystery continues. Why hasn't he posted anything yet? Is he waiting for the right moment? Or is the waiting itself part of the story? Fans believe the first post will break the internet. But others say, maybe the real message was never meant to be a post. Maybe the message was already delivered through 8 quiet clicks. The timing only adds to the tension. With BTS members completing military service and discussions of group activities growing louder, every action feels like a clue in a bigger narrative. Jungkook returning to threads now, of all times, feels deliberate. And following his members immediately feels emotional. Is he counting down to something? Or is he simply coming home? One fan wrote, "He didn't come back with noise. He came back with memory." And that line went viral because it captured what many felt but couldn't explain. Jungkook's career has always balanced between power and vulnerability. On stage, he is unstoppable. Off stage, he often appears gentle, thoughtful, even shy. This threads move feels closer to the second side of him, the side that doesn't shout but whispers, and whispers, sometimes, are louder than screams. Media outlets quickly picked up the story, highlighting how his follower count exploded despite 0 posts. But fans know the real headline is not the number of followers. It's the number of people he chose to stand beside digitally. 8, a small number that created a big storm, and the storm isn't dying down. Every day, without a post, makes people more curious. Every hour of silence adds pressure. Will he speak? Will he sing? Will he post a photo, a lyric, a smile? Or will he let the mystery live longer? Because in a world full of oversharing, Jungkook has done something rare. He has said almost nothing and made millions listen. Now the world waits, staring at a profile with no posts, counting 8 names again and again, asking the same question in different languages, across different screens. Is this just a social media choice, or the quiet beginning of BTS's next chapter? And perhaps the most haunting question of all, if 8 follows can move the world like this, what will happen when Jungkook finally speaks? The silence grows heavier with every passing hour. Jungkook's Threads account remains empty, but emotionally, it is anything but. Fans refresh the page the way people once waited for letters in wartime, hoping, fearing, imagining what might come next. Because this is no longer about social media. This is about meaning, about longing, about what happens when someone who never speaks lightly chooses to act quietly instead. And the quiet is doing something dangerous. It is making people project their hearts onto it. Some fans say Jungkook is healing. That after military life, after discipline, after separation from the stage, he is rebuilding himself slowly. They believe following only 8 accounts is his way of grounding himself, of saying, "Before I face the world again, I return to my roots." To them, those 8 accounts are not just usernames. They are emotional anchors. Others think differently. They believe this is the calm before a storm. That Jungkook is preparing something big, and the silence is part of the drama. That he knows exactly how powerful absence can be. In a world where celebrities post daily just to stay visible, Jungkook disappears and becomes impossible to ignore. That contradiction is what makes him dangerous to algorithms and irresistible to humans. He doesn't chase attention. Attention chases him. And now, with every fan theory, every headline, every emotional post, the question grows sharper. What is he really planning? Because history tells us that Jungkook never moves without purpose. When he deleted an account with tens of millions of followers, people thought it was madness. Later, many understood it was freedom. When he created and deleted Bam's account, fans laughed, then realized he uses social media like a diary, not like a billboard. So this new Threads account? It may be his most personal digital space yet, and 8 follows may be the lock on its door. Some fans even analyze the order of the follows. Who was first? Who was last? Was there a pattern? Was it chronological? Emotional? Random? Every detail becomes a puzzle piece, because when someone refuses to explain, people will explain for him. And in that process, Jungkook becomes more than a singer. He becomes a symbol, a mirror. Everyone sees in his silence what they themselves are waiting for: hope, reunion, healing, or even closure. For ARMY, especially, this moment feels fragile. Years of loving BTS have taught them patience. Military service taught them longing. Now, this small digital move feels like the first crack of light through a long night. Not a sunrise yet, but proof that morning exists. That's why fans don't just ask, "Why 8?" They ask, "Why does this hurt so beautifully?" Because it feels like missing someone who is standing right in front of you, and that emotional tension is what keeps the world watching. Jungkook has not posted a single word, but millions are already writing stories around him. Some stories are hopeful, some are dramatic, some are dark, some are soft. But all of them prove one thing: Jungkook doesn't need to speak to lead a narrative. His presence alone is enough. Media analysts call it digital minimalism with maximum impact. Fans call it Jungkook being Jungkook. But emotionally, it feels like something deeper. A man returning from a long journey and touching the ground quietly just to feel where he is. What if he is not trying to send a message at all? What if he is just choosing who he wants near him in a noisy world? But even that simple act becomes meaningful when you are Jungkook, because when someone with global influence chooses only a few, it reminds people of something they fear. Not everyone gets inside. Not everyone is chosen. Not everyone belongs in the inner circle. And that realization creates tension between admiration and distance. Fans love him, but they also feel how far he is. Yet that distance is what makes the closeness he shows. Those 8 follows feel sacred. IT is not loud love. It is quiet loyalty, and loyalty, in a world of trends and betrayal, feels revolutionary. The waiting continues. The theories multiply. The emotions deepen. Some fans say his first post will be a photo. Others say it will be a song lyric. Some believe it will be nothing special, just a casual moment, because Jungkook has never needed fireworks to shine. But everyone agrees on one thing. When it happens, it will not just be content. It will be an event, because this story is no longer about an APP. IT is about a man who walked through fame, pressure, duty, and distance, and came back choosing only a few names to stand beside him digitally. And until he speaks, the world will keep asking, is this the beginning of BTS's emotional reunion? Is this Jungkook reclaiming his identity after uniform and silence? Or is this simply a heart choosing where it feels safest? 8 follows, no posts, millions watching, and somewhere between curiosity and longing, one truth becomes impossible to deny. Jungkook doesn't need noise to move the world. He only needs one quiet decision, and the world will keep listening until he finally decides to speak. But the longer Jungkook stays silent, the more the silence begins to speak its own language. It starts to feel less like emptiness and more like a heartbeat, slow, steady, intentional. Fans no longer refresh his Threads page just to see if he posted. They refresh it to feel close to the moment before something happens. That strange space where anticipation hurts, but in a way people secretly enjoy, because waiting for Jungkook has always been part of loving him.